Hello everyone. So in this video, we're going to talk about two topics actually, but they go hands in hand. So we're going to incorporate it into one video so that you understand them together, right? There's no confusion. Okay. Um, let's dig right into it. Now, as we've discussed already multiple times, that the only trades that we're going to be interested in are trend pullback trades, right? We're not interested in range trades. We're not interested in um, channel trades. We're only interested in trend pullback trades. Now, we know what an uptrend is. It's when the markets or the prices are making higher highs and higher lows, and downtrend is vice versa. Then the markets are making lower highs and lower lows, right? Now, sorry, lower highs and lower lows. Okay. All right. What is wrong with this thing? Just give me a minute, please. Sorry. Lower highs, lower lows. Okay. Yeah, this is good. Okay. So we have uptrend, we have downtrend. This is a very important piece that a lot of people forego. They do not give a lot of thought to it. They do not give a lot of attention to it. A trend is always going to be higher highs, higher lows, or lower highs and lower lows. It's not just a higher high is an uptrend, or one higher low is an uptrend. It's a combination of highs and lows that come together to make a trend. And a lot of people, while trading, they do not give a lot of thought to this. Okay, so let's discuss about the uptrend first, right? So let's suppose that this is a 60-minute chart. This is how the price is looking like on this is how the price is looking like on a 60-minute chart. Now, as we've already discussed in the previous videos, that you want to have a two-time frame rule where your bigger time frame is for the direction, and then you look at one time frame lower for you to get in on that trade to join with your bigger time frame, right? Now, again, keep in mind that your higher time frame, that 60 minutes, is putting in higher highs and higher lows. A pullback, this piece right here on 15 minutes, is going to be a downtrend. Confused? Let me draw it for you. Okay, so let's take a look at this. Prices making higher highs and oh, I'm sorry, just give me 1 minute. Okay, let's do it like this. So keep this picture in mind that you have in front of your screen right now, and then I'm going to draw what 15 minutes could look like in comparison to 60 minutes with this uptrend that we're looking at. Okay, I'm going to draw what 15 minutes could possibly look like. Okay, so an uptrend, prices making higher highs and higher lows. This is one up move, and then the pullback starts to come in. Now, keep in mind, I'm going to draw 15 minutes now, one time frame lower, okay? This is not a pullback. It's still not a pullback. Now, you can say that the pullback is starting to come in. Why? Because until this point, you just have a higher low. From this low, you have a higher low. And until this point, you only have a lower high. You do not have a lower low. It's only when this piece right here happens is when your pullback is actually beginning, right? So lower highs, lower lows, and that is going to be a downtrend. Again, when you're looking to trade an uptrend, the pullback on your lower time frame is going to be downtrend. Keep that in your mind. And then let's talk about simultaneously this piece here. How does this incorporate in the pullback? First of all, you have to always remember, again, the reason why I'm repeating it so much is because it's so important and no one tries to talk about it as much as they should. In an uptrend, your pullback is always going to be a downtrend. So when the prices have made higher highs and higher lows, you have a new high. You go down to your lower time frame, your trading time frame, if you may, and that is going to be a downtrend on the pullback if you're looking to trade uptrend, right? Now, how does the human psychology in trading incorporate here? Okay, now you understand the fact that your higher time frame is an uptrend, and the time frame that you're going to be trading onto is going to be a downtrend. The example that I'm going to give you right now should come from your daily life. Let's talk about, let's say, a car, right? Let's say BMW has launched a new car and the price is $1 million, right? $1 million is the price of that car. Forgive the dollar sign and 1 million. $1 million is the price of that. That's the introductory price. That's how the car was. That's the price on which the car was introduced into the market, right? Now consider this 1 million a threshold of an uptrend that is the highest point on this uptrend, right? If you're confused, we'll talk about it more. Do not worry. Now, if you are to buy that BMW that is launched for $1 million, it does not matter if you have $1 million. What matters is, are you willing to spend this much money to buy that car, or are you going to wait for the prices to come down a little bit? In other words, we call it a discount. This is exactly what a pullback is. In terms of human psychology, a pullback is a discount on the high prices that have already, talking about uptrend, right? That have already made a higher high and a higher low. A pullback that is a downtrend on your lower time frame is a discount for that price, for that currency, so that we can buy it again, right? Now, the reason why we need to have a downtrend, if again, I'm going to have to keep repeating the same words. Please do not find it monotonous, but these are important words, so that is why we're repeating all of these words. So let me just clear all of this and talk about another very important piece here that also falls under the human psychology in trading. Now, if you're trading uptrend, the reason why you need a proper downtrend on the lower time frame is because the lower time frame needs to turn into a seller before the higher time frame can take those buys and make money again. Confused? Okay. As we've discussed in the previous videos about the human psychology in trading, for a buyer to make money, what does it need? If for instance, you want to buy, let's say, a Ducati, right? You want to buy a Ducati, you have to have a seller of Ducati. Someone needs to be selling that Ducati so that you can buy the Ducati. It's the same. This is exactly how it works with the markets. The lower time frame, that is 15 minutes in comparison to 60, needs to put in lower highs and lower lows, needs to break some support equals resistances, so that this time frame that we're talking about right now, 15 minutes, and of course time frames lower than 15, are going to turn to the sell side. It's only when the sellers are introduced into the markets during an uptrend is when your bigger time frame can buy and make money, and you can get in on the buy with your bigger time frame. Okay, so we're going to do the theory with the sell one more time, and then we'll move to the charts, and we'll talk about the better prices, discounts, introduction of sellers into the markets or buyers into the markets, the basically turning the majority retail into the wrong direction so that the bigger money, the larger money can make money, right? They can leech off of the smaller traders, the retail, the people who do not understand the concept of how discounts and psychology in the trading works. Okay, I'm gonna remove all of these stuff and let us talk about a downtrend now. Okay, moving it right here. In a downtrend, again, this picture that you see right here is 60 minutes. On 15 minutes, it's going to look something like this. Okay, so in a downtrend, the pullback that you're looking for is going to be, pause the video and answer to yourselves, and then come back to the video, and the answer is going to be, it's pretty easy. It's going to be a higher high and higher low. So if you're looking to sell something, if you're looking to sell a currency, the pullback that you're going to get is going to be an uptrend on the lower time frame, right? So one more time. Oh, why? Okay, one more time. In a downtrend, if you're looking to get in on sells on something, the pullback that you're going to be looking at is going to be an uptrend. Now, how do you read an uptrend or a downtrend? How do you read a pullback? I'm sorry. How do you read a pullback? What I personally want to do, what I actually used to do when I wasn't, this good at it, what I used to do is I would, as soon as the pullback starts to come in, I would start marking those areas, right? Okay, so in other words, let's put it like this. A pullback on your lower time frame is going, okay, let's say you're talking about a downtrend, you want to sell something, the pullback is coming in, it's going to be a higher high and higher lows. Now, as we've discussed in one of the previous videos about how to determine the direction in the market, right? Because if we have one move up and then the price is doing something in between that, as long as you're in between these zones, you're going to be a buyer, right? We all remember that. As long as you do not go below this, it's still this buyer's territory. Remember this word, okay? It's going to be this buyer's territory as long as you're above this. And if you break higher, then of course it's going to be another new territory, right? This is a higher high and higher low, goes through important areas as we've discussed before. It's going to be a new territory. We're going to give the term territory to the buyers and sellers so that it's easier for you to understand. Now, we're talking about a downtrend. 60 minutes is a seller's territory, right? But your pullback is going to start to make new buyers territories. Why? Because it's going to be an uptrend, a higher high and higher low sequence, right? So what I used to do when my eye was not accustomed to it, I would take these trend lines, you can take the brush, whatever you want to, and I'd start marking the new buyer territories, the smaller buyer territories. And I'll explain it to you on the charts also. I'd start marking the smaller territories on the lower time frame. Of course, back in the head, I know that the bigger time frame is a sell, and I know that the pullback is coming in, that's putting in higher highs and higher lows. So I would take a trend line and I would keep moving that trend line as the territories would keep moving. Now, in this example, this is, a downtrend, but the buy that started here went all the way up to there is one buyer's territory, right? It pulls back, goes for a higher high. This is another buyer's territory from here to here. Make sense? If you're confused, we'll move to the charts and we'll discuss this furthermore. Okay. Let's go to the charts. Okay, so this is actually one of the examples, one of the trades that I'm watching right now. Now, 60 minutes from here to here, you have the buyer's territory. We'll do the hindsight examples also. We'll do the past examples also, but just to let you know of how these things work. Now, from here all the way to here, this is one buyer's territory. We're in an uptrend. We need pullbacks to come in, and we need the pullbacks to come in on our lower time frame, that is 15 minutes. Now, on 15 minutes, all of this piece that you see right here, is this a pullback? This is a question that I'm asking you guys. What you got to do is pause the video, answer the question, come back to the video, and then we'll discuss it furthermore. Okay, now the question, is this a pullback? And the answer, if your answer was no, congratulations, well done, because it's putting in higher highs and higher lows, right? Higher highs, higher lows, still a higher low, no higher high, but no lower low either, right? A higher low, no higher high, but no lower low. Tries to go higher, fakes out, comes back inside. Your pullback actually begins here. And this is where you mark the new territory. Okay. Higher time frame is a buyer, 60 minutes is a buyer, but your pullback is going to be lower highs and lower lows with new sellers territories, right? Let me clear all of these brushes so that it's easier for you to look at it. Oh, that's a lot of brushes, man. A lot of brushes. All right. Okay, focus. Now, the price starts to put in lower highs. Still not a pullback. Still not a pullback. It's until this piece starts to go, right? A new seller's territory on 15 minutes. Keeping in mind, again and again, cannot emphasize this on this as much as I am right now. Keeping in mind that your higher time frame is a buyer, you start marking the lower time frames territories. Okay, so this cell starts here, goes all the way down to there, makes a lower low, a lower high, pulls back, seller comes in again. You as it breaks lower low, as it goes lower low on this time frame, you're gonna have to move this trend line down to here. And okay, hold on. Now, what you're looking for is, in fact, forget about it right now. Let's just talk about how to read the pullbacks, and then in the further topics where we'll discuss on how to get interested, when to get interested on a trade. Now, these are the new seller territories on 15 minutes, right? And then of course the buyer comes back, makes new buyer's territory, and the buys go higher. But the idea of the sellers have been introduced into the markets, going through some important looking areas, so that this time frame, that is 15 minutes, let me just move this aside. This time frame, that is 15 minutes, and any time frame that's lower than 15 minutes, 10 minutes, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 1 minute, 15 seconds, whatever, they've turned to the sellers, right? And then what you want to look for is for this buyer's return. That is another process that we're going to talk about in the upcoming videos. Okay. Now, the same goes for here. It's still inside this buyer's territory on a higher time frame. It hasn't gone a higher high, so you do not have a new territory. We're still above this, so you do not have a new seller's territory on 60 minutes either, right? It's just one pullback that tries to go back for the buys, fails, and is coming back for another pullback. Now, the next pullback starts here, comes all the way down to here. You take a trend line, it breaks through this, you mark this area, and you let it go further. Any further lower lows, lower highs, you keep marking them, you keep marking them, you keep marking them unless and until the smaller seller territories start turning into buyer territories again. Now, this is turning into a higher time frame trade. We'll discuss that as we go along. The video is getting pretty long, so I'm going to move to a sell example on a downtrend with how you can read the pullback. Lower highs, lower lows, higher highs, higher lows. So we discussed the lower highs, lower lows here. Again, very important piece. In an uptrend on your higher time frame, your pullback on your lower time frame is going to be a downtrend. It cannot be put easier than this. Okay. What chart should we take? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, been trying to get in on this for a very long time. Euro yen. It's couldn't get in. Did not find an entry to get in here. Did not find an entry to get in here either. There was an entry today, but I was more focused on pounds because pounds had news. Anyway, okay. So taking a look at our higher time frame, the buy started from down there, went all the way up to there. This is all one move starting. Let me just remove this. Okay, it's all one move starting from here, going all the way up to there. Now, what do you need? Your 60 minutes is a buyer, and you need lower highs and lower lows. That is a downtrend to come in on your lower time frame, right? Until this point, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, lower high, lower low, right? This is where the pullback actually begins, turns around, goes for a buy, cannot go for a higher high, starts to come down again, buy starts here, goes all the way down to there, you mark this area, then it pulls back, the buy goes up, the buy goes up to there, seller sells, breaking through some important areas of support equals resistance. Hence, sellers have been introduced into the markets so that the bigger buy can make money. Now, I personally could not find an entry on this, but the territories start shifting here, goes all the way up to there, but it had to turn into a higher time frame trade, right? So a bigger time frame needed more pullbacks to come in so that it can buy more. Now, it goes up to there, cannot make a higher high, fails to make a higher high, starts putting in lower highs and lower lows, breaks, support equals resistance, comes back into the same area, tries to pull back again, breaks, makes a lower low, pulls back, breaks below, makes a lower low. But until this point in time, if you mark a line all the way to here, would you say that this move down has introduced enough sellers into this buyer's market that has tried to go up once and failed? Do you think this is enough introduction of the sellers to go for the buy side? It's not, right? So then it comes down again, starts up there, goes all the way down to there. This goes through, fakes out through this area, and the introduction of sellers into the market immediately turns around and goes through the lost sellers territory, and then it pulls back into it, goes for buys. I'm sorry, I was to do a seller's example. I did a buyer's example. I'm so sorry. It's actually, it was, looking too clear. So that is why I wanted to go over this. Let's quickly do a sell example and call it video. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Take a look at 60. Now, 60 minutes. Seller sells from up top. There comes all the way down to here. All of this is one seller's territory, right? We're down to 15 minutes. We're going to read the pullbacks now. On this time frame, this is how the pullbacks go. This is all one move down. On this time frame, this is the last bit of sell that started up here and went all the way down to there. Now the price starts to pull back for a higher high, higher low. That is going to be an uptrend. So it goes through these areas. The bias starts here, goes all the way up to there, pulls back, tries to go through, fakes out, and goes back up again. Introduction of buyers into the market, going through support equals resistance, aggressive buys, introduction of buyers into the market, people start to turn to the buy side, and the sell side takes over, goes all the way down to there. Right? Quick movement. Of course, there are other ways to get in on these trades because we go further lower down the time frames, but not yet. Not yet. Okay? Just stay focused on what we're talking about right now, and then as we go forward, we're going to get into further more time frames. Okay. Cannot make a lower low, starts to pull back. What is the pullback now? Uptrend. Lower high from here, but higher low from here, right? Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Higher high, higher low. Higher high comes crashing down. As it has come crashing down, any pullback that comes after that is, of course, going to be for entries there. But the point that we need to understand here is what you're looking for is miniature territories on the buy side that actually fails eventually, right? Okay, so this is pretty much about it for this video. As I understand there's a lot of new stuff coming towards you guys. It can get overwhelming at times, but what I need you to do is keep practicing the same thing over and over again until your eye adjusts to it. And if you are unable to understand something, of course, we are there to help you out. So please reach out. Do not hesitate. There's nothing to be ashamed of. All of these concepts are probably new to you guys, and it's really difficult to understand something when you're actually doing it some other way, right? You've done it some other way a lot for almost all your trading careers till now. So, step by step, patience. Okay. This is pretty much about it for this video. I'm sure a lot of stuff is making sense to you guys. And again, if it's not making sense, please do not hesitate to contact and try and learn better. Anyway, practice what we talked about today, and we're getting to the topics of when to start getting interested in a trade, blah blah blah. We'll get to that in the next videos. All right, cheers, guys.